Most of you have been told that you need to eat to keep your metabolism going. You're grazing all day like cattle, and as a result, your body never gets a chance to clean up the mess. Imagine a mechanic trying to fix a running engine while the car is going 60 miles per hour down the highway. It's impossible. So today, we're talking about autophagy. It's a Greek word that literally means self-eating. It sounds intense, but it's the most powerful biological tool you have for longevity, for fat loss, for mental clarity. By the end of this video, you'll know how to stop being a fuel consumer and start being a biological strategist. I'm a retired Special Warfare Combat Crewman Senior Chief. In the special boat teams, we were experts in maintenance. If the boats weren't mission ready, the mission didn't happen. We spent hours on PMS, preventative maintenance services. We checked the oil, we cleaned the fuel lines, we scrubbed the hulls and more, right? In the SWCC community, we don't just drive boats. We manage complex, high-performance weapon systems and environments that want to destroy them. I remember one specific extract. We were deep in the zones, high humidity, thick air. We've been running hard for hours, pushing the engines to maintain our time on target. Suddenly, I felt it through the deck plates, right? A shudder. Then that dreaded sound, the starboard engine started sputtering. It wasn't a total failure, not yet, but it was gasping. It was like the boat was trying to run with a hand over its mouth. We're in a high threat environment. Every second we're not at full power is a second we're vulnerable. My engineer is diving into the deck, sweating through his camis, pulling the fuel water separators. When he cracked that filter open, it was a mess. It wasn't just bad fuel, it was a buildup of gunk, sediment, and slime that had been accumulating from running hard in dirty water. The engine was fine, the fuel was there, but the filter was so clogged that the lifeblood of the machine couldn't get through to be burned. We were literally sitting ducks because we hadn't cleared the trash out of the lines. We had to perform an emergency bypass right there in the rivers under stress just to get back to the landing site. Now, look at your own life. Most of you have been running hard for 20 to 30 or 40 years. You've been pouring fuel, food, caffeine, stress into your system every 3 hours since the day you were born. You've never once stopped the engine to clear the filters. Your cells are currently sputtering. You've got cellular junk, old proteins, and metabolic waste clogging up your lines, and you're wondering why you're sluggish, wondering why your joints ache, wondering why you can't think straight. You aren't broken, you're just dirty. You've been piling fuel on top of a clogged system for decades, and your internal engineer is screaming at you to pull the filters. I spent decades pushing the red line. When I transitioned to the business world, I realized that my filters were trash. I was inflamed, my brain was foggy, and I was carrying weight that shouldn't have been there in the first place. I had to study the science of cellular repair. Through parallel performance, I applied a 3-hour hero framework to help men clean their engines from the inside out. Think of your cells like a busy workshop. Over time, you get sawdust, you get scrap metal, and broken tools cluttering the floor. If you never stop to sweep, eventually the shop becomes unusable. The internal janitor, when you stop eating for a specific window of time, your body looks for energy. It doesn't just go for fat first, it goes for the trash. It breaks down old, malformed proteins and damaged mitochondria. The zombie cell problem. As we age, we accumulate seen scent cells. These are cells that don't work but won't die. They just sit there leaking information into your system. Autophagy is the search and destroy mission that clears this out. Insulin versus glucagon explain the tug of war. When insulin is up because you ate, autophagy is off. To turn it on, we have to lower insulin and raise glucagon. We've been told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That was just a marketing campaign by cereal companies, not a medical fact. For a man over 35 with a dad bod, the most important meal is the one you skip. By pushing your first meal back, you allow your body to stay in that repair mode longer. You aren't starving, you're just cleaning. You're shifting from an external fuel source to an internal fuel source, your stored body fat. Does this change the way you look at a missed meal? Drop a repair in the comments if you're ready to let your internal janitor get to work, and hit that like button if you've ever felt that brain fog lift after skipping a heavy lunch. In parallel performance, we don't do extreme for the sake of extreme. We use tactical windows. The 16-8 baseline, 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. This is your daily maintenance. The 24-hour reset, once a week or once a month. We do a full 24-hour deep clean. This is where the real autophagy kicks in. The tactical hydration during the fast. You aren't just drinking water, you need electrolytes. If you get a headache, you aren't hungry, you're sodium deficient. Here is your op ord for tomorrow. Step 1, finish dinner by 1900 tonight. Step 2, drink black coffee, plain, or plain tea, or water with sea salt tomorrow morning. Step 3, don't eat until 1100. That's your first 16-hour window. Step 4, notice your mental clarity. When the body isn't focused on digestion, it focuses on cognitive readiness. Day 6 is about maintenance. You wouldn't neglect your gear in the special boat teams, right? We wouldn't neglect our gear in the special boat teams. Don't neglect your cells now. Think about the long game. Do you want to be the 60-year-old who is riddled with inflammation and age-related diseases, or do you want to be the 60-year-old who's still training, still providing, and still leading? The choice is made in the hours you choose not to eat. Tomorrow, for day 7, we have our Sunday sit down. We're moving from the biology to the legacy. We're talking about why family needs you fit, not just providing. I'm retired Special Warfare Combat Crewman Senior Chief. Subscribe and ring the bell. If you want to stop the guesswork and start the calibration, click the link below to book your strategy call. Let's get to work. Out here. Salute.